So you're back at the club, huh?
Yeah, we'll talk about it because I was thinking, you know what? Let's save it for the show.
All right.
Let's do an intro, and I'll tell you what I'm thinking.
Doing an intro.
The show has already started. Hey, kids! Welcome back to the Handsome Genius Club radio show. It is episode 487. We would have, we would have long been past 500 by now if I hadn't gone squirrely.
Me too,
yeah.
man. I'm at like 410 and I should be at like 560 or something ridiculous.
Well, I should be in the thousands.
Yeah.
Anyways, I am your hero, your host, Anthony Rutgazer, aka Anthony Kingdom James, your Uncle Kingdom. And joining me, as he often has over these 487 episodes, is your friend and mine, the host of the An Elegant Weapon podcast. Sounds so weird.
You always say that,
but it's grammatically correct. But
the is unnecessary. You could just say of An Elegant Weapon podcast.
The Batman.
True.
But counterpoint.
I'm not saying it's wrong, it's just unnecessary.
You see, I think it's grammatically correct to say the host of the An Elegant Weapon podcast or the host of An Elegant Weapon.
Nice. Well, say my name.
Jason Clark.
Hello, friends.
So I lured Jason back. I lured our Jedi friend back by saying, let's talk about the MCU. And
you
then
said a bunch of things.
Yeah. One of them, the main thing I was going to talk about was the MCU Phase 4, what you think about it, what we've seen already, and what's to come. Because we're sitting in a brief intermission on Disney Plus between Moon Knight and Ms. Marvel, and it's been a few weeks that Doctor Strange has been in the theater, and now we're getting what do you call it, advertising. Yep. I'm in college for marketing and I forgot the word advertising. We're getting ads and trailers for Thor, and we're starting to see a few little bits beyond that. But then when I sat down to set up to record, I thought, fuck it, let's just have a conversation about our lives at this point, because we're absolutely going to end up talking about comic book shit and movie shit, but I don't want that to be the sole and only focus of the episode when there's been so much going on for both of us, and we have fun when we just talk about what's going on, man.
This is true.
And there's a big thing that's gone on for you. And I don't know that you've done an episode about it of An Elegant Weapon. So I'm going to take full advantage of it and bogart your stories for here. You hosted panels at Calgary Comic Expo.
Yeah. Thanks to your ass getting edumacated.
Yeah. In brief, this is a thing that Jay has been wanting to do for a while and has asked about a couple of times.
Well, I've done it before, but only like twice.
No, but I'm talking about for Informa, for the Fan Expo people.
Yeah, I've done it. I've done a couple before, but like only two.
What panels did you host for Fan Expo?
I did a
look at how he turns into Peter Lorre.
No. Jay Fosgett did a live reading. I shouldn't say reading. They put out a vinyl copy of Dead Duck.
Okay.
and they wrote some new stories about it, and they did like a live radio play, like an old school radio play type thing.
Okay.
And we did that live, and I stepped in and hosted that and played the narrator for that. And I did one other sketch duel one time.
Oh, okay.
With Jay and someone else, and maybe another sketch duel, but that's it. It's very limited, and it was usually because of Fosgit begging to let me do it rather than them coming to me or whatever.
Okay. See, that's the caveat. Is I mean, the dead duck thing is absolutely that was Fosgit's thing, artist Jay Fosgit. So you're part and parcel to that. Doing the sketch duel is a little closer to what's gone on in Calgary. But like I said, the quick story on it is I had first semester exams. I am a full-time college student right now at the age of 51. Right. So my first semester exams were the same week as Calgary Comic Expo, and it was a few weeks before the show, when I was making travel arrangements with the Fan Expo folks, that I thought, I better look at my student calendar again, and I realized that that show Calgary was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thursday I had 2 exams, Friday I had another, and as it turned out, my Friday exam was lost. We completed our exam,
right,
and then like an hour and a half later, literally about an hour and a half later, our professor sent out a mass email saying everybody's exams were erased.
That's
by
insane.
Accident. Yeah. And we all had to retake the exam, and people lost. It was 4:05 on Friday afternoon that we found this out. And people lost their mind. We have a group WhatsApp thread for the cohort. There were 300 messages in the next few hours as we were trying to decide. Everyone was trying to decide whether to mutiny or not. Can they really make us take the exam over again? Sidebar to this, I found out I took the exam Sunday afternoon. I speed ran it in 43 minutes compared to the 2.5 hours it took me the first time. And I found out that I actually got the highest mark in the class. I got the highest mark in the class on the redone exam.
Smarty pants. Mwah. Nice. Those long exams are killer, man. That's what
dude. So I couldn't. If I had found a way, like 2 exams on the Thursday, I would have been on an airplane for one and in the convention center for the other. There was no way I could go. So I canceled and suggested that they ask you, because I knew you were going to be there, or I was pretty sure you were.
That's not what happened. Well,
no,
I'm not saying no. You may have suggested.
No, yeah. I don't know that there's a direct correlation between my suggestion and you getting it. But I do know that I suggested it because I was pretty sure you were going to be there, and then you pick up the story.
Well, I was supposed to be there already for Source Point.
Right. Source Point Press.
Yeah, Source Point Press, Outside Media, Deepwater Games. And this year they are the show sponsors for all Informa shows. Yes, so all fan expos you go to this year, those badges, the art you see on those badges will be Source Point Press art. So that's pretty cool.
Right.
So we're that's why I'm gonna be there, because we're gonna have our first big flagship show at Calgary after a hugely successful Fan Expo Vancouver previous to the pandemic. I was really excited to keep, because 2020 was supposed to be the year of Source Point North and traveling across, and introducing everybody to what we do in Canada.
Yeah.
Because the Toronto foothold was there. And so I was already going to be there, and I saw Kevin Boyd put up a status on Facebook saying, hey, anybody in Calgary or going to be in Calgary, with some moderation skills or some sort of shit. I can't remember exactly what he said.
Yeah.
But I immediately DM'd him and I said, Kev, I'm going to be there. I'm working for Source Point, but I'm sure they won't mind if I help you out at least, and do a couple, do 2 or 3 sketch duels or something like that if it helps you out. And he was like, that would be awesome. That would be great. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I cleared it with the kids at Source Point just to make sure I wasn't kind of abandoning my post. And, they didn't give a fuck. They were like, fuck yeah, go ahead. So that was the plan. That was the plan.
The plan. Okay. Now I think I think you're edging towards the thing that I just stifled a giggle out of. So let me set this up. So again, Calgary, which is a tremendous show. I did the show in 2018. And it was fantastic, and I was really sad I didn't get to go back 2019. I can't even remember what had occupied my time, but it's a 4-day show run on the Stampede grounds, and one of the things that Source Point Press got in as part of their deal, part of their big sponsorship deal, is they got what I always call the Silver Snail booth. And this is from years of when the Silver Snail was doing Fan Expo and Toronto Comic Con, where they had a giant space that was right at the entrance, the main entrance to the main hall.
They had Toronto, it this year at Toronto Comic Con.
Yeah. Oh, did they? I didn't really notice anything that was on the floor this year. I was just
they have their usual big spot at the front there, but things are changing. But anyways,
in Calgary, when you walked in the main doors, there was going to be a I think 20 by 20 space. So 4 large booths together. Like boom, smack dab. You walk in, Source Point Press in your face.
All up in your face.
What happened when you got to Calgary?
Okay, I have to be delicate here.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Okay, so I get to Calgary and I meet up with we're excited because we've heard for years that Calgary is a good show, right? Like we're very excited because everybody loves Calgary. Really so this being a big show and this being kind of the first big Informa show in Canada for Source Point, president of Oxeye Media himself, Mr. Travis McIntyre, as well as founder and art director Josh Werner, both come out for this show.
Jeez, you got the shaft and the balls in that one.
Right? We got it all. We got it all filled up. So they come on out, and it's the 4-day show, like you say. So we're out there, we meet up, we all fly in, we rent a car, we immediately go to the show.
Yeah.
We go to the Stampede Center or whatever the fuck it was called. And we go in, we talk to our good friend, Mr. Zotti. And our stuff's not there yet. So, a little bit worried. We go, we check into the hotel. We figure it'll show up eventually, and it doesn't show up. I'm leaving a lot of details out of here. I want to leave this very broad because, it's a crazy thing.
Okay.
So we start talking about, contingency plans. Like, what do we do here? But we're still thinking, okay, even if it shows up a day late, okay, we miss a day. And then we start planning how quickly can we do our setup and get the tables together.
Because
like, we're trying to put
I'll tell you something.
Quickest logistics in line that we can, right?
I just want to interject with my 2018 experience at Calgary. As much as I say Calgary is a great show, and it really was, at the time, the Thursday was so bad for me in Artist Alley that I considered just walking over. I was scared of what the entire convention was going to be like, and I considered walking over to the casino next door and just grinding out a few $100 playing poker.
Nice.
Yeah, but in the end, the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday were tremendous. And I told people afterwards that it was a 3-day show jam-packed into 4 days.
Nice. Yeah.
So if you lose the Thursday, you still have a shot at a great weekend in Calgary. That's what. And
Thursday was really good too. So
yeah.
So anyways, the time kept going, and long story short, our shit didn't show up. Due to, snafus.
Calls were made though, right?
Calls were made to an extent, like they're just okay. Big shipping mix-ups, crazy shit. This hasn't happened in 10 years of Source Point Press doing shows. This has never ever fucking happened where our shit just straight up didn't show up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't going to show up. We found out immediately that like there was no chance of it being there on time. So wow. So first we just have to let that sink in, because this has never happened, right? And this is the first big Canadian show of the year. It's ridiculous. So we have to start doing all the unfortunate logistics and let Fan Expo, by the way, I need to shout out how incredible they were. Informa, George Zotti, Kevin Boyd, everyone was incredibly supportive, felt awful for us. Like, the amount of actual love and support for just pity was great. Like, it did help that everybody was like, felt so bad, right?
Yeah.
So, basically, Travis and Josh, they hop on a plane and get straight back to Michigan. There's things happening there that they can work on, and that'll get further quicker to kind of start making that immense amount of money back that we lost from the show.
Yeah.
Because, being a show sponsor for Informa is not a cheap agreement, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We don't have to get into the actual
to your weird frozen face starts to do things again.
See,
I don't know if this is recording.
It's recording on my end. You're frozen. You're frozen. All right. I'm waiting for you to start moving. Oh, there you are. This is annoying as fuck. We don't have to give any.
Your internet is horrible today.
Yeah, today has been awful. I had to tether my laptop to my phone so I could be in class today. Tell you how bad it was. We don't have to give any specific amounts, but we're talking about a good 5-figure loss on this weekend, aren't we? All in.
On the weekend?
For the weekend.
Yeah, the weekend's a 5-figure loss for sure.
Yeah.
And that's what was sad, is we came to the show on the Thursday morning, and Travis just took one look at how crowded it was, because it was crowded as fuck, right?
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, I just saw it in his face. And he's like, I gotta go. And they left. We gave our hugs and said our goodbyes, and they booted back to Michigan. Astronomicon was going on in Michigan that same weekend.
Yeah.
And, that's where the headquarters is.
Yeah.
That's home base. So they just went back and kind of kept the grind going. Unfortunately, that went down. It's a strange thing. And it's weird because, it's the family took a big hit and the family took a big loss. So it was really, really hard for me. The first day and a half, I felt really like, fucked up over the whole thing. It's weird. You're in a weird state of shock. But because of this horrible tragedy, allowed me to step in and do all the sketch duels for the weekend. So
how many sketch duels did you end up doing for the weekend?
I want to say six or seven, something like that. They weren't actually all sketch duels. One was a chat with Bob McLeod.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and that was just a straight up, kind of an interview, and that was a lot of fun because I got to ask, a lot about, whatever.
Hey, and what, you didn't record that, turned it into a podcast already?
I didn't bring anything. I was supposed to be selling comics.
How do you not bring your... Listen, I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell young wrestlers. You're going to a show just to watch the show. You bring your gear. Bring your gear. They might need somebody.
I was supposed to be selling comics, though. That's where my mind was at.
I would have figured you'd have brought your gear and recorded stuff at the hotel at night.
Well, I was planning on partying hard, and that I did. So,
and you did end up. Let me jump ahead for a second. How'd you end up on the top of a 12-foot horse?
The horse.
What's up?
Okay.
I gotta include a photo of that right here for the video version.
This is how that started. Was night one. We went out after the show. A few folks who may sound familiar: Sam Noir, Heather Cooper. Mm-hmm. Who else was out that first night? Justin. I think is it Sheer or is it Sheen? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm messing up his name, or Sheets, but of Big Country Comics. Amazing individual. Justin is, and we were out, and we were at one bar which closed, and so we left that bar. And sorry, John Delaney was there as well. Oh, so we went into this other bar, and then, or wait, no, I might be mixing up nights. Sorry, I'm mixing up nights. Anyways, it was Casey the first night it was Casey Parsons and Sam Noir, me, and that was it. Just that? I don't know. It was. Anyways, we walked by this fucking giant horse sculpture, this giant metal horse sculpture, and Sam Noir just is like, I'm climbing it, and he ran up to this horse, and he started trying to get up it sideways. But it wasn't working, because this thing is like a steampunk horse. I could describe it as. It's like way bigger than a real horse. It's like huge, and you can't really get up it easily from the side. So he discovered you actually got to climb this thing from the back. So he got up there, and it was just one of those awesome moments. We took a bunch of fucking wicked pictures. Yeah, and then Heather Cooper heard about this and decided that it was her turn. So the next night we went back after drunken escapades, and she climbed the horse, and we got some amazing pictures of her on the horse. Then the third night was my turn to climb the horse. But when we got to the horse, we had accumulated such a band of merry pranksters that like 12 people ended up climbing the horse. So there's it's all out there. I don't know how many people. There's a lot more photographic evidence that exists than has been posted on the internet so far.
I'm gonna grab the photos that have been published from you, and
I posted one. The one I posted is with Connor McCreary. Yeah, and we're epic up there, and but yeah, it was it all came out of Sam busting his ass up that horse the first
tremendous
time. It became a task.
So on that first day, on that Thursday, when the whole thing is falling apart around Travis's ears, which
was Wednesday night. Remember that was Wednesday night.
Okay, so does Travis goes to the show with you on Thursday though, right?
Yes, but we already knew Wednesday night that we wouldn't be getting the stuff in time.
Okay. So, but you're standing with Travis on the show floor on Thursday. I know at this point George is probably running around, to offer the spot to somebody because you can't have that spot. I know that he, pretty quickly offered the spot to somebody so that spot wasn't empty. And as people are moving into the spot and you look at your watch and go, oh, hey, I got to go host a panel. What is the feeling in the pit of your heart, at the bottom of your heart, which is
it didn't go down like that.
No, like, I mean, how do you go from tragedy to the triumph of, oh shit, I gotta host my first panel? That's what I want to know about.
Okay, what happened was we got to the show Thursday morning and they already had their flights booked.
Oh, shit.
So they knew that they were just saying hi and jetting. They maybe came to the show for like fucking 15 minutes. Like they were barely there.
Wow.
Right? They basically drove me there and then came in, said hi and left.
Yeah.
And that was like first thing in the morning, maybe 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
The show had just opened and Travis saw how packed it was and he's like, fuck, we're out. So they left. The first day, it actually, no, it didn't start till like noon or something the first day, right? Or something like that. Anyway, so they jetted, but I still had 2 hours or something before the first duel of the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I had 2 hours to process. So I did a literal shake it off. I went for a smoke. I went for a doob. I went for a walk around the grounds. I went outside and I just shook it off.
Yeah.
And, I realized there's nothing you can do. Lots of cool, it helped a lot that Sam Noir and Casey Parsons were there. Andrew Thomas was there, who, by the way, literally before we hooked up on the phone, I saw made the announcement. Finally, I knew this was coming. But he is officially now the letterer for Secret Stash Press, Kevin Smith's comic company. Yeah. Because the Saturday night that we all went out partying, the next morning he shows me how he just hung out in Kevin Smith's hotel room with him all night. And not with like an entourage, like just him and Kevin. Like just him and Kev hanging out on the balcony. So that's so fucking cool. So happy for him. A dense cloud of smoke. Right. But huge congrats to him, man. He's great. He's been, he hustled and he hustled and hustled and hustled, and his hustle is impressive. So he deserves every bit he's getting out of that. So anyways, so I just shook it off. I hung out with them at their tables for a bit, and I went to the green room and I hung out with Heather and Kevin and just chilled out. And, and then once the first duel was done, it was on. I was like, it felt so good because this was also 2 years in the making, right? This wasn't like something I've been doing at all. And it just came flooding back. Why I love doing it and how much fun it is. I can't even tell you who the first duel was off the top of my head. Who the fuck was it?
Well, you don't have to give them to us in order.
I can't remember because we also did, there was one, there was an inking thing. No, sorry, there was a cover panel. Okay. That wasn't a sketch duel. It was Brian Stelfreeze.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And Mike McCone.
Mm-hmm.
And one more. A new kid. Oh, I can't remember. But it was 3 like cover badasses.
That's Johnny Desjardins?
No, he wasn't there.
Okay.
Or did you mean John Delaney?
No. 2 different
people. Don't know John. Was it? I can't remember. It was someone else. I get confused. Oh, wait. It might have been Desjardins. I think you're right. Yeah, no, Desjardins was there. Right. Okay. It might have been him, but anyways, there was 3 guys doing a cover one, and I also did I did Scott Chandler and Brenda Hickey.
Okay.
That might have been the first one. I did John Delaney and Dan Parent was the last one I did. That was super fun because I was just toasted by the end of the weekend, which I fully admitted. And I was like, you guys are gonna have to help me with this one. I did Brian Stelfreeze and Tom Grummett, which was
I
hella
had
fun. Hella fun, that one.
I think I had Brian and Tom together in Vancouver for one of my sketch battles. Yeah. So
it was amazing. They decided though they were very uncomfortable. Hold on, they were very uncomfortable because the table was too short and the chairs were shitty, so they stood up. So Tom was like, I'm standing up. And Brian was like, I'm standing up. And then I was like, fucking, I'm standing up then. Yeah. So it was really cool. It was my first stand-up sketch duel. It was fucking great. Yeah.
I actually prefer it here in Toronto, at Toronto Comic Con. There was a podium beside the tables. So I just used the podium. I thought it was great. Man. Yes. Zoom is giving me, there's a new thing on Zoom where it limits you to 40 minutes. So I'm getting a countdown up in my top left-hand corner all of a sudden. I gotta upgrade my Zoom.
Yeah, you're gonna have such a shitty time editing this. I love it.
Yeah, well, I don't mind. We'll just start another one. So Calgary.
How much time's left in the countdown?
6.5.
Right on.
Yeah. So Calgary went well, and you're going to be back doing some stuff for Fan Expo.
Absolutely. Well, as far as quick source point news, don't
take my fucking spot, dude.
No. I would never do that.
Hey, don't steal my spot.
I always find my way somewhere. I'm supposed to be slinging comics. So anyways, Source Point is the next thing for Source Point, actually, I believe, is going to be Gotham Central's 10th anniversary birthday bash.
Oh, very nice.
I'm going to be there. I'm going to have a little Source Point setup, and we got lots of other stuff that are being planned by many individuals from different entities that are coming together to plan a lot of exciting, cool stuff with Gotham Central. Cool. And then there will be Fan Expo Toronto, of course. And later on in the year, Edmonton.
Yeah.
We'll be out at Edmonton. And so that's very exciting. I'm going to be hanging out with Gotham, not for Source Point, but at Niagara Falls Comic Con.
Okay.
In 2 weeks or whatever. So that's exciting too.
Are you planning to do New York Comic Con this year?
I am hoping to, yes.
Okay, because I am waiting. I just checked again yesterday, it could have been this morning. It was probably this morning to see when I'm going to hear back about Artist Alley. I've applied for Artist Alley in New York, which I've never done Artist Alley.
Is this your first time?
I've been doing New York for a decade now. But it's always been it previously was at the Action Lab booth. I think you know how I feel about that at this point. So I applied,
and that was a couple years ago, because I've been 2 or 3 times now and you haven't been there.
I didn't go. I didn't go in 2017 because I was mad at America for their election nonsense. Yeah. And then I went in 18 and I went in 19. But of course I didn't go 20 and 21. So yeah, it's been intermittent the last few years, but yeah, if you
what
decide
a fun
to go,
time though.
if you decide to go, we gotta Airbnb together.
Let's do it. I'm already planning on going. Like,
yeah. Oh, I'm planning. I'm planning to go.
So,
I'm planning to go. It's just another month. Yeah, it's 4 weeks until they announce until the deadline for Artist Alley, or until they announce Artist Alley people. So I'm hoping for the confirmation on that. Just, because that would be
that's
exciting.
Fantastic. Remaining meeting time is 2 minutes and 50. Now it's even showing me the countdown.
What a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
What else do we want to talk about real quick?
No, this is perfect. It's a smoke break.
It's a smoke break.
I don't know. I'm going to run outside and smoke a cigarette, and then we'll go back to this, and maybe your bandwidth will be better.
Probably not. Roger sucks.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
We're back.
Mm-hmm.
So how's the storm cleanup been?
Oh my God, what a disaster.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something really weird and unique.
Okay.
This is, as of last April, a month ago, was my 21st year as an arborist. And in 21 years, I swear to God, I have never seen such a short storm do so much damage.
Wow.
Like, you know how it was like a wall that went through and it was like 15 minutes?
Yeah.
There is shit everywhere. Like, I've seen worse storms that have done more damage, like worse off damage, but I've never seen like just kind of generally broken branches and shit everywhere type thing.
Yeah.
Like what this did. It was really insane. Like, definitely sticks out as one to remember. Yeah. So it hasn't been like some of the it hasn't been the most technical, insane storm damage that I've ever done, but it's just been a lot of cleanup. It's amazing just to see how much got battered so quickly.
We actually, so for people who aren't in Southern Ontario, we had a gigantic series of thunderstorms that turned into tornadoes in a couple of portions of the province, and it's 10 people died between Ontario and Quebec. 10 people died in the storms, and most of it was trees or large branches falling on motherfuckers. So what a shitty way to go.
And you know what sucks about a storm like that is not to get too preachy as an arborist, but the whole idea is to make trees as strong and healthy as they can be, so things like that don't happen.
Yeah.
Because generally you'll see a storm damage and the tree will break apart at a weak point. A point that's damaged or a bad union or diseased or rotted or, has a cavity or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And a storm comes along and takes advantage of that. But this storm was so fierce and so hard that most of the trees I've worked on were completely healthy. It was just a case of wind beat tree. Because once in a while that happens, right? Just once in a while, wind beats tree. And that's really what went down this time. Of course, there's a lot of weak trees that failed too, but it's insane the amount of just straight up healthy, strong trees I'm seeing. But still, people, check out your trees. If you're a homeowner and you have trees, most tree companies will, in fact, I've never heard of one that doesn't give free estimates. And that estimate isn't just a matter of an arborist coming to your property, you saying what you want, and then giving you a price. They're going to tell you why and how, and, the woulda, shoulda, coulda of the whole situation. And, through getting that estimate, even if you decide not to go with the work, you've gotten a thorough examination of your trees and property from a certified arborist.
Yeah.
And that never hurts to do because, just most people, trees are very unpredictable, being the largest living organism on Earth and, growing as erratically as they do. I've been doing it 20 years and they still surprise the shit out of me sometimes what they're capable of. So, call an arborist, get them to come by and just check out your shit. It won't cost you a dime.
Yeah. Oh, man. What else is going on in the life of Jay Clark?
I'm moving.
Moving? Where are you moving to? What's all this about? You're giggling, which means it's something you think I'm not going to approve of.
Oh, no, I think you'll approve of it completely. No, I'm giggling because I'm really excited about it.
Okay.
No, it's pure excitement giggles. Okay, I live in a shitty little fucking apartment in Hamilton, Ontario.
Oh, I thought you liked your apartment.
I like the inside of my apartment. Well, I did up to a certain point.
Okay.
Now, anyways, I live in a shitty area and, it's just not great. It's not the worst. It's affordable. But I've been looking for better.
Okay.
Now at my work, is kind of like a compound. It's a commercial, like industrial area with, some buildings. Now above my shop is an apartment. Okay. Like a very nice apartment, like hardwood floors, granite, like, walnut, like cabinets and stuff.
Okay.
It's really, really nice. And I've wanted to move up there since I started working for this company that I work for, like, almost 2 years ago. But there's always been a tenant up there.
Yeah.
There's no longer a tenant up there.
Oh my God, you murdered a guy, didn't you?
No,
you murdered a guy so you could take his apartment.
But do you want to hear the God's honest truth?
Yes.
They murdered themselves.
What are you talking about? Oh my God. Oh, there's a story.
It's a fentanyl overdose.
Oh,
yeah. Right.
Well, that's
so yeah. It's a tragedy.
Yeah.
It's an extreme tragedy. But someone's got to move in there, right?
Are you at least gonna wash the chalk outline off the floor?
No, it's already been taken care of. But
okay.
But right. Yeah. So it's very sad. I didn't know the tenant whatsoever.
Yeah.
I didn't even know their name. So, I'm sad about that has happened to somebody.
Yeah.
But it's a serious problem in Burlington right now, eh? The guy who was there, like, cleaning up the place, the cleaner, like, literally.
Yeah.
He says that most of his work is in all those buildings on Prospect and stuff in Burlington. He says just fentanyl overdoses. He says heroin's gone. Heroin doesn't exist anymore. It's all fentanyl. And they mix it with vitamin C and they shoot it. And it kills
with vitamin C?
Yeah. Because you'll find vitamin C packets around.
Because heroin is great, but nobody wants scurvy?
I don't know, man. I don't know what the deal is. But yeah, isn't that crazy?
I do not know what.
So anyways, the fact that I'm moving into the apartment above my shop makes me the Fonz. Right? Okay.
All right. If that's the way you want to look at it, Fonzie.
Well, anyways, these days, the amount of gasoline that's going to save me just having to walk downstairs to go to work.
Yeah.
And but again, so people don't get any impression. It's a family owned and run company, by the way. It's like a very tiny little, it's not like I'm working for like a corporation and living above it kind of thing.
But the problem to me is when something goes wrong, you're going to get the midnight phone call saying, "Hey, can you go downstairs and check on something?"
I already get the midnight phone call, but but right now I got to drive there to do it.
Okay.
Right now, if I don't now, because I kind of generally take care of the place as foreman kind of guy. And so I plow in the winter when all the snow comes and all this kind of crap too. Right. So I have to go in to do all that shit, but now I'll just be there.
Okay.
But the cool thing is it's a really big compound, and there's trees and there's grass and there's field, and my kid can play there.
Yeah.
It's not like there's no outside. I'm on the corner of Sherman and Maine, right? The only thing outside are dead pigeons, right?
I've never heard hookers referred to that way.
Nice. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that, and I'm very, very excited about it. The place is actually bigger than where I am now. So my kid gets a bigger room, and
oh, good.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited about it. So that's what's going on with me, and been doing my spring hiking, of course.
Yeah.
And getting excited for Comic Cons again. So
good.
That's my life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, over here it's school and more school. I'm in my third week of second semester. Finally, it's been weird. We had the 2 weeks. I did my exams and then we had 2 weeks off, and getting back into the swing of school has been hard for a bunch of us. It doesn't help that things haven't been super engaging yet. Like week 3 now, we're starting to get into some stuff that is engaging, so that class isn't just a boring slog of listening to somebody and we know all this already. Like, I mean, it's the stuff we've learned is starting to come together into things we have to do with it, right?
You can start to apply it soon.
Yeah. But I've been waiting. I said first week, I said, like, it was introduction week. So I wasn't expecting to get a ton of new information that first week. But I said, look, we just got to get through second semester, and whatever our work co-op is for third semester, that's where we're really going to learn things. That's where everything that they've put in our heads is going to have to be put into practice in real world settings. And I already know the company, my top choice for my work co-op, and I'm going to be sending them a letter in the next few days to say, look, I'm interested. I know you have a program. Well, I know I'm early. I'm like 2 months early sending this letter, but I want to sew something up with them.
Right. Well, it's smart. Yeah, man. Get it wrapped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm really looking forward to my third semester. And yeah, as we mentioned, I went back to work. I got a call a few weeks ago and a month and a half ago asking if I would come back. And I'm only doing 2 nights a week. I'm now working Fridays and Saturdays. So yeah. So for the 22nd year on the calendar, I am a strip club DJ again.
Are you back upstairs? Like they reopened upstairs?
Yeah. We're open upstairs 4 nights a week. In fact,
so how did that feel going back? Because you hadn't been there in years, like the entire pandemic.
I hadn't been there in a year and a half. I hadn't been there in a full 18 months, and it's a little weird. some familiar faces, a bunch of new faces. There's a lot less stress as far as I'm concerned, because they have figured some more stuff out from a managerial standpoint, and the circumstances have changed. There's not as many girls, there's not as many dancers, so we've had to make some changes based just on that. So the workload is a little lighter, the pressure is lighter, and I know that at the end of the rain, there's an end of the rainbow here. There's the light at the end of the tunnel is actually the end of the tunnel. And to back that up, they've started cycling the other DJs, the downstairs guys, the main floor guys, through upstairs on Wednesdays and Thursday nights, so that they're all like, I mean, there was a very serious separation of church and state as far as the two clubs went, where, I mean, in years previous, I was working 5 nights a week. The club upstairs was open 6 nights. I was working 5 of those nights, sometimes 6. So we had one guy who was doing Saturdays, and then he would do shifts downstairs, and he was the only person that went between the two clubs. I have, in 20 years, I've only ever worked half of a shift downstairs. There's only one DJ that's been there longer than me, and 3 weeks ago was the first time he'd ever worked upstairs, and the beginning of his shift was 15 minutes on the phone with me while I told him how to open up. I told him how, what equipment to turn on and what levels to set.
Were you rusty?
Not really.
Did you have to pick up on? Man. Yeah. No, okay. Music wise. Because I know you play music that
the first.
Did you have to catch up and be like? Yeah, I know you haven't listened to that shit for 18 months. Then
no, I haven't. I didn't listen to any song I didn't specifically want to listen to for 18 months, unless I was in a mall or a shitty restaurant. The first few weeks, here's the thing: the computer. We have a Mac. We have a Mac desktop in the DJ booth, right? But that computer was only online. You can count on one hand how many times it's been online, and all but the very first day that it was bought 12 years ago or 11 years ago. The only times it was ever online was when it was tethered to my phone, and I haven't done that in years. So the computer was running. It was never, the operating system had never been updated. I was running an iOS from a decade ago, iTunes from a decade ago. So there was this glitch that had developed in iTunes where most music files that I put on the computer would cut themselves off at 2 minutes and 8 seconds.
What is that?
Hundreds of songs that were cutting themselves off at 2 minutes and 8 seconds because of this glitch in this between an incompatibility between this ancient version of iTunes and these new files. So a couple of weeks ago, they finally took the time to bring the computer somewhere to put it online and to update it. And now everything is working. Mwah. But for those first few weeks that I was back, it was pointless to try and add new music to the computer because what was it going to do? So there were
girls. You know the music, like,
dude?
Or would you?
Nah, you know what? It's all the same garbage. So I mean, a new Drake album isn't gonna be any different than the last 4. So I've had to the last couple of weeks I've been updating dozens and dozens of albums and hundreds of songs. I've probably added 3,000 files to the computer in the last 2 or 3 weeks now that I finally can again. But nice. All the R&B and house music, it's all the same garbage to me. I don't know whose joke it is, but I mean, electronic music, it sounds like somebody shoved R2D2 down a flight of stairs. Who cares? And that's one of the things when I say there's less stress. The music restrictions are lighter, so there's still stuff I can't play, and girls know I won't play any song that actually has the N-word in it. So if you can find a clean version, I'll listen to it and decide whether I'll play it. But to me, it's just I listen. I go in, I do my job, I come home. I'm not worried about the politics of the club. I'm not worried about at some point, probably sooner, rather than later, the club is going to be sold. Like they announced over a year ago that they were accepting bids from real estate developers to turn that block into yet another stupid Toronto condo. So, I think I will finish my time there before that any kind of deal like that is done. And certainly, even if that deal is done tonight, I'll still get to the end of the year as a DJ. They can't, just logistics wise, they won't be knocking down that block tomorrow morning, right?
Well, it's good. At least you're working for your schooling right now, so there's more of an excuse to be doing it too, right? Because that's gonna help out.
It's good because I mean, just financially, I needed it.
Right. That's the thing. It's a catch-22 about the storm, right? Like lots of trees fall down and break things, but I get paid lots of money to go clean it up. So it's gangbusters for me. Right?
Yeah. You disaster merchant.
All right, let's get geeky because I don't have all night because I'm tired from cutting up all those trees. So let's talk about those things you mentioned because I'm excited.
MCU Phase 4. We're already more than halfway through Phase 4. It looks like. So you've hold on. Let me. I scribbled a little list here. So on the film side of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we've already had Black Widow, Shang-Chi, The Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. We're about to get Thor, Love and Thunder. By the end of the year, in November, we'll have Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And then after that, we're looking at Ant-Man and Wasp, Quantumania. We're looking at possibly the Fantastic Four. I think there's either 3 or 4 movies that are coming out next year. Hold on, let's take a look and we'll get it right. Next year we're getting so Love and Thunder, Thor and Black Panther this year still to come. In 2023, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, The Marvels, which is Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel. And
wait, we're not getting Quantumania till 2023?
Yeah.
Huh.
Sorry, buddy.
No, I'm just...
It's, what's the release date on that? Let me see if... it's basically been pushed back like 2 years. I don't see a release date on it here, but I'm sure somebody knows. They're probably yelling at their computer right now. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Marvels, and not scheduled yet, Fantastic Four is coming. And then on the television side, we've had WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Low-Key, What If, Hawkeye, and Moon Knight. We're about to get Ms. Marvel. We're getting She-Hulk just after that. And then Secret Invasion, Ironheart, Armor Wars, There's a Halloween special coming. There's the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special coming, and there's a Wikipedia is listing an untitled Wakanda series. So, what have you from Phase 4? What have you enjoyed so far? What do you think has missed the mark? Yeah.
I would like to preface this.
You politician, you.
With just my opinion on Phase 4 in general. I think I don't think the cohesiveness of the, I guess, what do we call it? The Infinity Saga, the first 3 phases.
Yeah.
I don't think the cohesiveness there is there anymore. And I think it's on purpose.
Okay.
And I think we're slowly being trained out of the amount of cohesiveness we were getting to free the Marvel universe to be more like the actual comic universe.
Yeah.
Where there's a lot more one-off and distanced stories, maybe several big of these storylines going on at the same time, because it's far more disjointed, and they're playing a much longer game, it feels like, this time around. And there's no Infinity Stones. There's no, like, right now we're going through a general god era. They're starting to introduce, the gods through all the different movies, but and the multiverse thing, I'm surprised that it's being dragged out in a way more than I expected it to be. Doctor Strange was not the movie I don't think anybody expected.
I thought Doctor Strange was fantastic.
I loved it. It was a great movie, but as far as the multiverse, they, other than the falling through the multiverses scenes, we only saw like 6 multiverses that were all very similar. And there was no like No Way Home, which was so genius, almost, it showed a wider multiverse with these 3 different Peters and, concentrating on them in a way.
We basically got, I don't think it was that different. You got,
in a way, I
you
think
basically got characters.
You
got characters from 3 universes that collided in No Way Home. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got 3 different Peters, and you got villains from 2 of those universes, and that's what you put together with Multiverse of Madness. You basically got 3 Doctor Stranges that you got to spend any time with. Defender.
For how many? Okay, one died right away, and one was
that's
dead.
Defender Strange died, and then he got puppeted, and then you had 616 Doctor Strange, and you had Death of the Universe Doctor Strange, right? Third Eye Evil Doctor Strange. So you had 3 Doctor Strange. You had 3 Spider-Mans. You had 3 Doctor Stranges. Right, and you got to see the Illuminati,
and you also had the Illuminati thing is. See, here's the thing about that. It was fun, right? I
don't think it's that different.
The Illuminati was fun,
right?
But meant nothing to the movie, right? Really meant nothing to the movie whatsoever.
But
it was just for fun.
But it meant something.
Wanda plows through them, and it changed nothing.
But okay.
It changed nothing for the story.
All right.
Right.
So
and I would have rather seen. I would have rather seen a slower.
I want to defend against this real quickly. The Illuminati was first and second season Next Generation Worf. You see how powerful they are. You believe in how powerful they are, and that power is just used to put over the villains.
I didn't believe it because it was stupid. Like they sorry, but she took him out so fucking easily.
That's how powerful Wanda had become.
Oh. Then why didn't she just recreate her kids? Like, why not just do it again? She already did it once. Do it again.
Why because she didn't want an illusion of kids when somewhere in the multiverse she knew that they existed for real. She wanted the real version of them.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Now also tell me now, Reed Richards.
Yeah,
right?
What about him?
So genius, right? Part of the genius Illuminati.
Yeah.
Right? So genius as to tell the Scarlet Witch Black Bolt's powers before maybe saying something like, hey, you know what, Wanda, look, we really want to help.
That's arrogance.
We really want to help. This is my friend. He's going to tell you the secret of how to get your fucking kids back.
Yeah.
Or he just fucking goes ahead and says something, but no. He's got to tell her the power so that he can make the fate. As cool as that was, like that was metal as fuck.
Yeah.
Right. The fucking head exploding. It was just, it made, I don't know. I really wanted to see.
And Auric Goldfinger told James Bond what the plan was for Fort Knox. Monologuing is the stupid failure of all comic book characters. I'm gonna stand atop this gargoyle on top of this building and shout my plans to the entire friggin' city.
I gotta be honest too. I've never been a big Sam Raimi fan. Like, I've enjoyed his movies and I think they're funny, but I don't enjoy superheroes in his hands. People talk about how he's like the greatest like Marvel or superhero director ever. I don't get it because I don't like when my heroes are turned into buffoons. Like Reed Richards was turned into a buffoon.
I like when the baby face looks like a jackass.
I don't know, man. I'm not a huge fan of that not when we've been waiting so long.
Yeah.
For fucking Reed Richards,
but
I thought it was cool what they did Professor X and then Professor X is, actually having to talk to other Wanda, like on the fucking, for a minute, I thought maybe it was the astral plane.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That he was like helping her because he could walk, right? So I was like, oh my God, is this the fucking astral plane? Like, I thought that was very cool, But I don't know. It was all right. It was fun, but it didn't really leave us with much, like.
Yeah, but I think that all this was because it's another universe, right? You have the caveat of it being another universe. Okay. Yeah. You have introduced these characters to canon, and now we'll get, quote unquote, the real versions of them in the 616 universe at some point. Right. So the 616 Reed Richards won't be that big of an idiot. He won't fall for shit. You might get a version of the Inhumans pop up in some form in the background of one of these movies that isn't ABC television suckage. Right.
Yeah.
The X-Men exist in the multiverse. Yeah. That's going to happen for us someday.
Yeah. They'll figure it out, I'm sure.
Yeah. I really like,
but yeah.
What? No, I was going to say, I really like Doctor Strange. I really like No Way Home. I did not like the Eternals. The more I think about the Eternals, the worse it gets in my head.
Yeah, I really liked I thought Doctor Strange was a lot of fun, but it didn't like really emotionally impact me or anything,
Okay. I was less than pleased with Shang-Chi.
I liked it to the end. The end sucked.
Yeah, the ending was terrible.
But the rest of it was great.
The ending should have absolutely been between him and his father. It did not need to be another giant CGI fucking.
It fell under the same curse as the Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first 2/3 of the Wolverine are fucking genius.
Yeah, and then
it's not until the end when he's running through that fucking village and he gets all full of arrows and spears and shit.
Yeah.
And he passes out.
Yeah.
No, that's when he goes into berserker rage, kills 1,000 ninjas, and you have the best comic book movie ever made.
Right?
But no, he passes out and then has to fight a giant cartoon fucking samurai. Same thing that happened to Shang-Chi. First 2/3, great fucking movie. I loved it.
Yeah.
And then it fell apart at the end for me. You know?
For the TV series, I liked WandaVision for how wild it was. I liked Falcon and Winter Soldier, except I did not like it's better on rewatching the tidy ending where the hero gives a speech and suddenly racism has ended. I liked Low Key. It wasn't at all what I was expecting, and I'm waiting to see what the second season is like and what ramifications it has, because I think the two big villains for phase 4 and phase 5, whatever, are going to be Kang, and I think we're moving towards Secret Wars at some point.
Kang, yeah.
So I think
Kang
one of the
reasons
Secret Wars, we're moving towards Secret Wars, where something is going to bring all these characters together to fight.
They need to firmly.
It might be a multiversal war.
Dr. Doom needs to be introduced before they get anything near any of that kind of stuff. You know what's really weird that ended up being my favorite Marvel TV show?
Hawkeye.
Absolutely.
I loved Hawkeye.
Well, it was easily the best. And then probably Loki.
Yeah.
Captain Winter Soldier was all right. It was
I'm disappointed in Moon Knight.
I am disappointed in Moon Knight, but not severely. All I needed was a little more Moon Knight.
Yeah.
I liked everything they did with everything, except there wasn't enough Moon Knight. That's all.
I do not like the character switching back and forth between personalities or modes and looks in the middle of a sentence. You know, like where we're going from the traditional look to the white suit. It, you know, like with every camera change. I didn't like that. I'm very much looking forward to Ms. Marvel. I'm very much looking forward to She-Hulk.
The only things I've gotten really excited about this entire phase have been Far From Home.
Yeah.
Or No Way Home, sorry. Which was just fucking utter ridiculous genius.
That was great.
And Thor.
Yeah,
Thor.
It
looks fucking insanely fun.
I'm deeply in love with buff Natalie Portman, dude.
Are you?
I thought. Listen, from the first time I saw Natalie Portman in Leon the Professional, I thought, holy shit, that kid's going to be a star. That kid is going to be a fucking star. Yeah. And then and she has been. She is a tremendous actress. And she's also ridiculously beautiful.
You saw the new trailer that just came out yesterday?
Yes.
Fucking great fun, eh?
So yeah. So it God bless Taika Waititi.
Right.
Okay. Zoom is telling us we got to start wrapping things up here. You haven't seen.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know. That's another half hour. You haven't seen Chippendale Rescue Rangers. I'm going to tell you to go to Disney Plus and watch.
I want to
watch the shit out of it.
I'll watch it with my kid this weekend.
Please. It's
good.
It's fantastic.
Awesome.
That is 100 Easter eggs per square inch.
All right, awesome.
Amazing.
Hey, listen,
And Obi-Wan. Let me get
Obi-Wan.
Tell me your take on what we've seen, the material we've seen of Obi-Wan so far, because that starts Friday. That starts in like
I'm so ridiculously overjoyed. I'm so ridiculously overjoyously excited about this that I'm trying to contain myself.
Yeah.
Like
you know how I feel
about his lightsabers.
Yeah, you know how I feel about those spinning helicopter lightsabers. That's stupid. But the rest of it,
they're stupid, but I have a feeling, yeah. I think we're gonna get a few surprises. I think there'll be
what is the one thing that you want to see in Obi-Wan? What's the one scene, the one character, the one thing that you need to happen in Obi-Wan for you to say, okay, nothing else matters. I got the thing I wanted.
Qui-Gon.
You want Qui-Gon? Okay.
I want to see Qui-Gon.
All right.
If I see Qui-Gon, I've already seen everything. See, there weren't many dreams about Obi-Wan. I just wanted to see Obi-Wan and some more lightsabers, and that was enough. But now all of a sudden they've shown me things I didn't think about. I didn't know if they'd actually show us 10-year-old Luke, and they showed us 10-year-old Luke.
Yeah.
And Vader. And just like it's already given me more than I could have dreamed of, that I'm just excited to watch it and soak it in, man. I just hope the Inquisitors are cool, but I'm still not going to complain if they're not, because it's fucking Obi-Wan, man. But if they go as far as like getting into like this like Mandalorian shit with it and stuff, like I don't know, man. I just love that it's wide open. But I might cry if I see Qui-Gon in a flashback or as a Force ghost. I would absolutely just, yeah. That'd be amazing.
I'm pretty sure you'll get Qui-Gon. Okay, let's wrap it up. Jason Clark, tell them where to find your shit.
You can find my shit at anelegantweapon.ca.
Okay, and of course, you're watching the Handsome Genius Club here on. You're watching the video on YouTube. You're listening to the audio version via the website or Apple or Google or Stitcher. So subscribe and all that shit. HandsomeGeniusClub.com is the website. I've been Anthony Retgazer. That is Jason Clark. Woo! Thank you very much for joining us. This has been episode 487 of the Handsome Genius Club radio show. Peace out, homies.